Hello everybody! So guess where we are? We're at the Michael Myers house. Again! Not only that, but we are doing this intro on the front porch of the Michael Myers house. I know, scary, but basically we're living the dream right now. So as some of you know, I've done a previous horror film location video before, and we did go to the Michael Myers house. But I want to do another video just showcasing more of the Halloween filming locations because there's so many of them. So obviously we can't do that without going back to the Michael Myers house. I mean, that would be wrong. Most likely we will also go back to the Laurie Strode house today, but we'll be showing some new stuff for sure, and we're super excited about that. Well, we have a lot of places to go, so we better get going now. Follow us along, why don't you, to Halloween movie filming locations. Well, here she is. Isn't she a beaut? Spooky, but a beaut.
It's got history.
Yeah, this place has got history. Now, as I said in my previous video, this is not the original location of the house. They moved it sometime in the 80s because the house was going to be torn down. Like, you can't tear down the Michael Myers house. So instead they moved it to this location here, and thank goodness. So we're going to visit the original location later in the video, but this is where the actual house stands right now. Now, the last time we were here was actually at night, and it was super creepy at night. It was a good time to film, but it's kind of nice to see it during the day. It actually almost looks more spooky during the day. I don't know why. I think it's because you would expect to see it spooky during the nighttime, obviously, but just to see it there during the day, I don't know. And it's so quiet over here too. There's nobody around. It's just kind of unsettling. And FYI, the new location of the Michael Myers house is 1000 Mission Street, and it is now a Century House with financial services. But before it was the Century House, it was the Michael Myers house. Yes, in this house in the Halloween movie, Michael Myers killed his sister right up there in that room to the right. So let's take a closer look at this house, shall we? Now, obviously we can't go inside, but I'm going to see if I can take a look through this window here. Yep, that definitely looks familiar. Michael Myers walks up those stairs right there and upstairs to the second level to kill his sister. Wow, it's crazy how similar this looks to the movie. Crazy and very spooky. Okay, let's see if we can get another glimpse of scenes from the movie that you guys might recognize. Here we go. I believe Michael Myers peeks through this window right here and sees his sister with her boyfriend. And then, of course, you see a light go out upstairs to the right there. And then keeps walking on to the right there. I'm telling you, there's seriously something so spooky about this house. Like, I literally feel eyes on me. Like, I feel like Michael Myers could be watching me through that window. Well, Mom, how does it feel to be standing on the front porch of the Michael Myers house?
Very creepy.
I was just saying, like, I feel really creepy vibes from this house. Like, it's so cute, but there's something just so eerie about it.
Sinister.
Yeah, it is a sinister house. Like, this sounds really weird, but I almost feel like the house is alive and watching us.
No.
And that makes sense, actually, because one of the reasons they chose this house for the filming of Halloween is because the front of it looks like a face. And it kind of does if you look at it, like the two windows at the top. The door kind of looks like a nose. It looks like a scary, scary face. All right, well, farewell, Michael Myers house. I'm sure we'll be seeing you again. However, at the moment, we have other places to visit, right, Mom?
Scary places.
Very scary. Okay, everybody, so we are in Haddonfield, Illinois. But actually, where are we, Mom?
South Pasadena.
South Pasadena, on Oxley and Fairview, and we are standing in front of the Laurie Strode house. Now, FYI, we did film at the Laurie Strode house on our previous horror film location video, but since I'm doing a Halloween filming location video, it just feels morally wrong not to film at the Laurie Strode house.
True statement.
So that's why we are here. We're just going to revisit it and possibly make new discoveries.
Also, these are my old stomping grounds. I
Yes.
grew up around this area.
Oh, you should have moved into the Laurie Strode house,
Probably
Mom.
so, right?
I mean, who wouldn't want to live there, right? Okay, so as I said, we are back at the Laurie Strode house. I mean, honestly, it's just fun to come here. It's just a good excuse. Halloween's right around the corner. I mean, what's Halloween without visiting the Laurie Strode house? And here we are, the stoop that started it all.
Right there.
You're going to hear that a lot in this video. There's a lot of things that started it all. And I'm sure this looks familiar to everybody because right here is the stoop that Laurie Strode sits at while she's waiting for her babysitter job. So you can see why this would be a very popular place to get an Instagram photo. And the owners of the house actually encourage it, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. So my mom has brought her own Laurie Strode pumpkin to hold while she's taking a picture on the stoop, but the owners actually leave out pumpkins for everybody, which I've shown in a previous video, but let's check it out. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be back at the Laurie Strode house. I think spooky season has officially begun, Mom. See, check this out, guys. They leave a pumpkin out for everybody to use for a photo and a nice little note for everybody. It says, yes, this is the house of Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 1978. The night he came home. You may borrow the pumpkin. Have a good time. And these are the photos from the movie. See, Laurie Strode is stepping out of her house. She is walking on the sidewalk. And there she is sitting on the stoop. And there's a photo of Jamie Lee Curtis. How cute. Oh, I never noticed this. On the other side of the sheet, they have the address for Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the Pee Wee Herman house, which is really close by. And they also have given us other Halloween South Pasadena filming locations. Not only is this the house of the best horror movie ever made, but it's also the house of cute little kitties. Oh, we met this cat before. Do you remember what her name is, Mom?
I do not.
Hi, kitty. It's the luckiest cat in the world. Hi, baby. Aww.
Could we have a cat?
My mom and I are cat whisperers.
Wait, hey, baby.
What a cute kitty. Oh my gosh.
Hey there.
What a friendly kitty. What a fluff ball. Want to help us film the video, cat?
You are a friendly cat.
Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, Laurie Strode's father is in the driveway right over here. Which, by the way, I'm surprised how similar this house looks to the movie
I know.
when they filmed it.
Totally,
Everything
totally.
looks almost identical. Okay, Mom, can you be Laurie Strode?
Sure.
Just keep walking.
Okay.
Don't forget to drop the key off at the Myers place.
I won't.
They're coming to see the house at 10:30. Be sure to leave it under the mat.
I promise.
Very good, Mom. Bravo.
You trained me well.
Of course. And as I said, later on in the movie, she goes to sit on this perch right here. Want to demonstrate for
I
us?
sure do.
With the pumpkin waiting for her babysitting job.
There you go.
And Mom's got the pumpkin and everything. Let's see if we can get a good shot of this. Okay, Mom. Look a little more to your right.
Already.
There we got it, the money shot. Okay, you guys might recognize this as Laurie Strode's porch. Check it out, guys, and I am standing right here at Laurie Strode's porch. This is amazing. Okay, guys, I think it's time to leave the Laurie Strode house. We may play with the kitties for a little bit and then leave, I think. We are headed to the hedge next, I believe. We might as well revisit that.
Fabulous.
It's the hedge that started it all, after all. Okay, everybody, we are now on Oxley and Montrose Street in South Pasadena. And my mom here is going to help me film the very first shot we see of Haddonfield, Illinois. Think you can handle this, Mom?
I can do it.
You got one job. Okay, a lot of you may recognize this as the establishing shot of Haddonfield, Illinois. And it is in the fall time because it's Halloween. I'm going to get a little lower here. I think this looks about right. You can kind of see with the pole there and the trees as well. It looks a little different than it does in the movie, but actually not a whole lot has changed. Okay, I'm like literally sitting on the street right now. Okay, so we see the shot and we see the words Haddonfield, Illinois. And all of a sudden a leaf drops Actually, a few leaf, but I remember there being like one. Not exactly what we were going for, Mom. Okay, we're gonna try this again. You know, in Hollywood, you have to take a few takes of things, so. Okay, you see the words Haddonfield, Illinois, and you see some leaves fall, especially one big leaf. I'm not sure if it was a little bit to the right. Can you do that one more time, Mom?
Absolutely.
Okay, Haddonfield, Illinois. Fail. Okay, my mom and I are perfectionists, so we're gonna do this again. Okay, Haddonfield, Illinois. And it also says the words Halloween. Okay, Mom wants to try that again. Go for it, Mom. Okay, we'll take it. She says, for anyone trying to film that shot or take a photo, throw it up in the air and it's easiest. Great, Mom. The Leaf, played by Joni Conway.
Wait.
Academy Award winner, Joni Conway, as the Leaf in Halloween. Well, I could stare at this site all day long, but I think we're going to move on to the infamous hedge. So if you're going down Oxley Street from the Laurie Strode house, you would make a left and run into the hedge. Okay, so if I remember correctly, Laurie is walking with Annie and Linda, and they're kind of walking to their houses. So go ahead and walk, Mom. Joni Conway playing the role of Linda and Annie and Laurie. Can she do it? There we go. This looks about right. Okay, and eventually Laurie and Annie say goodbye to Linda, who goes off to her house. Bye. Good job, Mom. Then all of a sudden Laurie sees and then just like that, the shape is gone. He has disappeared. But Laurie suspects it's the man who drove by them earlier. So Annie says, subtle, isn't he? Hey, creep. And then Annie walks over to investigate. But as we know, there is nothing on the other side of the hedge. The shape has moved on. And then Annie says, Laurie, dear, he wants to talk to you. He wants to take you out tonight. Laurie looks confused and goes to investigate. Is there anything behind the hedge?
He was standing right here.
Poor Laurie, scared another one away. Gosh, they're mean. But I guess Laurie ends up being the smart one, right?
In the end.
In the end. Speaking of which, they keep walking and Laurie says,
The guys think I'm too smart.
I don't. I think you're wacko. Now you're seeing men behind bushes.
He was right there.
He was, actually.
He was.
Okay, guys, so as I said earlier, the original location of the Michael Myers house is different than the location it is at right now. So there is the Michael Myers house. It's on 1000 Mission Street, I believe. But here is the original location of it. Now, it was moved sometime in the 80s, I believe, which is good because it would be sad to bulldoze the original Michael Myers house. So this is where the Michael Myers house originally stood, right here. What do you think of this, Mom?
Well, you know, I can see why they moved it because they built this whole complex here.
Yeah, it's a bunch of townhomes, I believe. Check that out. I mean, why that took priority over the Halloween house, I don't know, but I mean, that place is legend. But either way, let's take a look at this. So this is the location where Laurie Strode walks with Tommy and then walks up to the Michael Myers house and goes up to the front porch. But little Tommy is scared because he says the boogeyman lives here. So Laurie walks up to the front porch and little Tommy looks terrified. And so are we, because we know that Michael Myers has indeed returned home. Later, when Laurie says goodbye to Tommy, she starts singing and walking in this direction. I wish I had you all alone, just the two of us. But Laurie is totally unaware that Michael Myers is watching her. Okay, I think it is time to go across the street. Because do you see those two trees over there? The one to the right? That is the first thing you see in the movie. Well, you can't really see it very well. Let me show you guys what I mean. Okay, let's check this out, shall we?
Let's do. Here's the tree.
Here's the tree. I feel like I've said this a lot today, but here's the tree that started it all. The best horror movie ever made.
I can't wait to go home and see the movie.
Yeah,
again.
we're gonna go home, we're gonna watch that movie like 3 times. Okay, so at the very beginning of the movie, obviously the original Michael Myers house stood there across the street, but they actually pan out from a tree. I'm gonna get in a little bit closer. Let me see if I can do this right. So at the very beginning of the movie, you hear the kids say, "Trick or treat," and then the camera pans over to the left, revealing the Michael Myers house. And Michael Myers is walking over towards it. This is the best tree ever. You can't even tell that it's a tree in the movie. It just looks like black darkness and then it reveals the house. But this is where it started, guys. Well, I'm so glad we finally got to see the original location of the Michael Myers house. But now I think it is time to go to the next location. What do you say, Mom?
Let's do it. Lights falling.
Let's go. Okay, so my mom and I are still on Mission Street. At the moment, we are across the street from what used to be Nichols Hardware store. Now it looks like a restaurant, Radhika, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But in the movie, this is Nichols Hardware store, which, as everybody knows, Michael Myers robs. And he steals just a rope, a knife, and a Halloween mask. And over in the front here, Sheriff Brackett informs Laurie and Annie that the store has been robbed. And right before that conversation, Laurie and Annie are smoking in the car. But obviously Laurie kind of struggles with smoking because she's not used to that kind of thing.
Exactly.
And here's a look at South Pasadena. As I said, we're still on Mission Street. What's really nice about the Halloween filming locations is they're all really close to each other. They're easy to find.
They are, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
The house is right over
Yeah, the house is just, like here's the hardware store, and the house, as you can see, is just to the right there. So if you're having problems finding it, that's a giveaway, because there's the Michael Myers house in all its beauty. Okay, everybody, we are at the next filming location, which is Sierra Madre Pioneer Cemetery. This may look familiar to you guys. And this is the cemetery that Loomis visits, and he has a conversation with Taylor, the graveyard owner, right over there. Now you can spot out this filming location because it's just to the left of this tombstone right here that says Hawks. You'll also see this tree right here that's kind of split in two. And then just beyond it, over to the right, there's a tombstone that says Sinclair on it. And that's where we're headed right now. Okay, here we are. Let's see if we can spot out exactly where they filmed this scene. This might be a little complicated. Okay, so this probably looks familiar to you guys. Loomis would have been standing with the graveyard keeper right over there. Why do they do it? Those darn kids, they'll do anything for Halloween. Now, based on where the scene is located, I believe Judith Myers' tombstone would have been right over here in this area. And of course, Loomis notices that it's missing. We see an empty hole where the tombstone of Judith Myers used to be, and then Loomis says his line, "He came home."
He came home.
And where is the tombstone of Judith Myers? Well, as you guys know, we find that out later in the movie.
As usual, I don't have anything to do.
It's your own fault, and I don't feel sorry for you. Well, everybody, we are now at the next filming location. You might recognize this street right here. You can see this little stone pillar to the right. And there used to be a tree there to the left, which was a really recognizable tree, but unfortunately they tore it down sometime in 2019. But other than the tree being gone, the street looks pretty familiar, so you guys might recognize this as the street that Linda and Laurie walked down after high school. And in the movie, Laurie and Linda have a little bit of a conversation before Annie catches up with them. And then eventually the three of them walk on together. And here's my mom playing the role of Linda, Annie, and Laurie. They talk for a little bit. They wander. And eventually they cross the street and keep walking on. But then Laurie realizes, oh no, she forgot her chemistry book at school. She turns around and sees a car following them. And this, as you can see, is the filming location of the infamous speed kill scene, as we call it.
Hey jerk, speed kills.
And then, of course, we see the car stop. Geez, can't you take a joke? But as we know, no, he cannot take a joke. The movie continues on and the shape continues to follow them. Okay, we are at the next filming location for Halloween, which you guys might recognize as South Pasadena High School. Now, obviously the high school has had a lot of renovations since 1978, but there is one area you guys might recognize, so let's check it out. Yeah, I don't even know if these stairs were here in the movie. I feel like that might be different. That gate was definitely not there. But let's have a look-see. Okay, obviously this hallway looks a little different than it did in the movie, but not by much, so you guys should recognize it. In the movie, we see Linda and Laurie walking down the hallway, and they are talking about high school. So Linda and Laurie keep walking, and they walk past this door right here, which is also pretty recognizable in the movie. And it's kind of hard to tell because, like I said, the high school looks really different. But I believe they walk on this way, and then you see a sign that says Haddonfield High School right over here. So what do you think, Mom? We've been doing some well. Do you think we can replicate this scene a little?
Let's do it.
Let's see what we can do.
It's totally insane. We have 3 new cheers to learn in the morning, the game in the afternoon, I get my hair done at 5, and the dance is at 8. I'll be totally wiped out.
I think you have too much to do tomorrow.
Totally.
Okay, we've made it to the next filming location, which is not Haddonfield Elementary School. It is actually Garfield Elementary School, and it is across the street, so let's check it out. Now, obviously, it looks a lot different than it did in the movie, but you guys might recognize this hallway here. Yep, you might recognize this as the hallway where kids bully poor little Tommy Doyle on Halloween. They say, he's gonna get you, he's gonna get you. And poor Tommy says, leave me alone. They say, the boogeyman is coming. Don't you know what happens on Halloween? And Tommy says, yeah, we get candy. And they reply with, he's gonna get you, he's gonna get you, he's gonna get you. They trip poor Tommy Doyle. He falls and his pumpkin crushes, and so does our hearts. Now this you guys definitely will recognize. That rail looks identical to how it looked in the movie. And as you guys know, a bully runs down these stairs right here by this rail and runs into the shape. Poor little Tommy walks on. And as you guys can see, this definitely looks a lot different than how it did in the movie. There's been a lot of renovation to Garfield Elementary School. But this is where Tommy Doyle walks on and exits the gate over there, and the shape follows him. Okay, so we are on the side of Garfield Elementary School, and here's another fun fact. I believe it is this window here, the third one. This is the window that Laurie looks through in her high school, and out the window she sees the shape, also known as Michael Myers, right over here.
Oh my God.
No, not where my mom is, but there's a car, like across the street, yeah. So it is not filmed at Pasadena High School, it is filmed at the elementary school.
Clever.
And it is this window. And Laurie is all like, what is that I see out the window? What could it possibly be?
The shape.
The shape. And the teacher calls on her, and of course she gets the answer right because she is super smart like that. So yeah, guys, that's Hollywood magic for you. I don't know why they didn't film it at the high school, but they must have had their reasons at the time.
This is pretty quiet and right,
Yeah.
lower level.
Yeah, it could be the high school just wasn't available, or maybe it was just more expensive to rent out, you know. I think it was like fairly low budget when they filmed it.
Yeah.
But they showed everybody, didn't they?
Apparently.
Well, believe it or not, everybody, we have reached the end of the movie. That is right, everybody. We are standing on the street right now where all of the murders took place in Halloween. And by that, I mean the Wallace residence and the Doyle residence, where Laurie and Annie are both babysitting. But believe it or not, we are not in Haddonfield. We are not in South Pasadena. We are in Los Angeles right now. That is correct. Although it definitely has a Haddonfield and South Pasadena vibe to it. Now, originally they were going to film both these scenes in Pasadena, but something went wrong, as it does in Hollywood sometimes. So they were like, oh no, we need a filming place for the Wallace residence and the Doyle. Where do we go? And they found this place in LA. Okay, so we're going to check out the houses that they used for the filming of Halloween 1978. Now, FYI, people do live in these homes. So if you do come to visit these filming locations, just remember to be respectful. So we are going to do the same. We're not going to get too close to the house, but we are going to catch a little bit of a glimpse. Okay, so we are heading over to the Wallace residence, which is right over here. And this is what they used for the exterior filming of the Lindsey Wallace house. Right over here. And this is where Linda and Bob run up to the house and go inside. And this is also where, unfortunately, Annie dies in her car. All of this obviously happens at nighttime, and we're looking at it in the daytime. But where did they film the interior of the Wallace house? Was it here? Was it in a soundstage? It was neither. It was actually in another house. They used a total of 4 houses for the babysitter scenes at the end of the movie, believe it or not. So this is where all the exterior scenes were filmed at the Lindsey Wallace house. But the interior scenes were filmed just across the street over here, at this house right here. Which means through this window right here is the living room where Linda was making out with Bob on the couch. And this would have been where little Lindsey Wallace was watching horror films. Dr. Dementia, I think is what it was.
Poor Bob.
Poor Bob. I know, poor Bob, poor Linda. Which brings us also to the interior of the Doyle house, which is right over here. That is right, movie history happened inside of this house. All of the end scenes of Halloween 1978 happened within these walls. Which brings us to the end of the video. Here we are, the exterior of the Doyle house, which you guys definitely should recognize. Wow, this is amazing. I totally recognize this house. You have that balcony up there. And I definitely recognize this doorstep as well from the movie.
I'm expecting
Michael Myers around the corner. Yes. Speaking of which, Michael Myers chases Laurie, or walks really quickly as he does, and she goes over to the house and tries to open the door and says, "The keys, the keys!" As we know though, Laurie does get into the house eventually, and she tells Lindsey and Tommy to run upstairs and hide. Well, you guys will have to watch the movie to find out the rest. But as you all know, you can't really kill the boogeyman. He always comes back. Well, everybody, I think that's just about gonna do it. We basically reached every Halloween 1978 filming location. We did it.
epic. It was epic.
And FYI, we didn't reach every filming location, but we got basically all of them.
Most everything.
We've been all through South Pasadena. We've been to LA. We've been all over the map, and now here we are.
I kind of think Michael's gonna pop out from behind a tree. So
what?
I think we're done.
Has he been stalking us this whole time?
It's time to go.
Plot twist. But anyway, if you liked our video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, because it'll keep you guys updated, and plus we have a lot of spooky content coming up really soon. So what do you think, Mom? Should we head to El Compadres maybe?
Margaritas.
Margarita time, guys!
Olé!
Yeah, if you guys visit the Halloween filming locations too and you end at the babysitter houses, go to El Compadres. It's actually right nearby. It's on Sunset Boulevard, and they have some good margaritas, so you can kind of celebrate your
Really
victory.
good. Chips, salsa, guac.
Guac. I'm gonna get an enchilada, I think.
Sounds good. Taco.
Yeah, strawberry margarita. Okay, everybody, stay safe, stay spooky, and perhaps sometime we will see you in Haddonfield, Illinois. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.